Hello, welcome to another informative episode of Housing Development, your go-to source for housing information. As always, I am your housing diva, Fleur Annie. Coming up, voice of homelessness from shanties and under bridges. What are the risks associated with living in slum settlement? Our estate for the week is also not left out on today's episode of Housing Development. But first, let's see the news making rounds in the housing sector.
The 5th edition of the prestigious Nigeria Housing Awards is set to begin as its organizers, the Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, declares open nominations for the different categories of the 2021 edition. The award is scheduled to hold on the 8th of December at the International Conference Center, ICC, and is expected to be graced by high-flying personalities in Nigeria's real estate sector, including top government officials and members of the legislature. While calling for nominations into the different categories of the NHA, Executive Director of HDAN, Barrister Festus Adebayo, said the coming awards is about recognition and promotion of excellence, hard work, and determination, and will look forward to giving honor to whom honor is due. Adebayo added that the event will throw up challenges encountered in housing development in Nigeria, as well as Africa, with the sole objective of deliberating with the best brains in the industry to prefer durable solutions, especially with the challenges of the COVID-19 era. The Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, has said that the federal government must support ongoing efforts to provide affordable housing for the masses, including supporting enactment of the Real Estate Development and Regulation Bill. In a memorandum it submitted at the 10th meeting of the National Council of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, organized by the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing in Lagos on Tuesday, with the theme Housing Development as a Catalyst for Job Creation, Social Inclusion and Economic Development, REDAN applauded the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola's plan to institute a national housing fund as a right step to accelerate housing delivery in Nigeria, but insisted that only a private sector-led housing delivery can ease the supply and access to affordable mass housing for Nigerians. Presenting the memorandum, the president of REDAN and also chairman of the council, Aliyu Wabako, urged the government to support the association and other critical stakeholders in charting new course for housing development. He also called on the federal government to make accessible housing construction fund at low price to stimulate housing development. Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, a frontline non-government organization in Africa's real estate market, has commemorated one of Africa's brilliant brains, Professor Akinlawo Mabogunje, who clocked 90 recently. Speaking in Abuja on Monday to mark the 90 years birthday of the great icon, the executive director of HDAN, Festus Adebayo, described Professor Mabogunje as a great mentor and one of the best brains in Africa who has done extremely well in the area of urban development and housing in Africa. The HDAN boss therefore called on Nigerians to always celebrate their heroes when they are still alive. Mabogunje was a member of a Presidential Technical Committee on Housing and Urban Development. He was inaugurated by former President Olusegun Obasanjo in 2002. The committee, which lasted a period of 5 years under the chairmanship of Mabogunje to implement the Dr. Peter Odili Report on Housing and Urban Development, made groundbreaking achievements which until date remains an indelible legacy in the housing sector.
details of the news and for more housing, finance and construction news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Homelessness is an unfortunate reality for many Nigerians, as rural-urban migration is making it even worse at the moment. Most people come into the cities for opportunities and a chance at making it without a proper support system, so they sleep on the bridges and unholy places until they can afford a home. While many consider that Nigerians' population will double by the year 2050, it is imperative to solve the homelessness issues now. Here is a report on Voice of Homelessness from shanties and on the bridges.
Majority of homeless people in Nigeria are the nation's poor, accounting for a staggering 70% of its population, including 60% living in absolute poverty or only able to afford basic necessities such as food, clothing, and shelter. The spate of nationwide insecurity, fueled by armed conflict, insurgency, banditry, unemployment, and an all-time low performance of the economy has increased the drift of people into major cities, including the Federal Capital Territory, in search of better job opportunities and lifestyle. But a proper shelter to rest in has remained an illusion.
We are the people who are just situated in this place. It's not as if it's our own land, but we are staying here with the consent of the owner of the land. We came out from different places, different states. We have people from Katsina here. We have others from Zamfara. We have others from Kaduna, Kano, different places. Like you see, everybody who's situated here, like I mentioned, we came out from different states. It's God's doing. The situation is so bad here. We don't live here with our wives. Based on the situation, all our children, wives are at home there. We came around to hustle and see how we are going to help them live better. Like you can see, because of the situation where we are living here, there is no toilet, no light, no water, and by the grace of God, for me, as I'm talking to you, I've been staying here for close to 12 good years now.
Although some of those who live in shanties, under bridges, and on the floor of market stalls are completely jobless and beg to survive, others are engaged in one business or the other. While some of these boys, called Murod, depend on delivering tens of 20 liters filled with water from boreholes to survive, many others may bola, dispose of refuse, and afterwards search out scraps and other recycling items to feed themselves. Some of them work at bus stops, calling out for passengers in exchange for 50 naira, while a good number of them push wheelbarrows at nearby markets for as little as 50 naira or as high as 200 naira. A closer look at these places reveal a different kind of life, hidden from the ever-prying eyes of demolition officers.
We could have a community house in other areas of the town where these people can find a way, because sometimes it's hard to get the means to pay for a house rent, especially in the capital center. So, but the only way we can do that is when we have affordable housing. Then these people can have a place, or they can have something to live on, because most of the people that stay under the bridge are hawkers and low-income earners. They will not have the resources that they need to able to pay for what that is affordable. Because the lowest you can get in any area is above 50,000. And how much they make by day? There's no way they can be able to survive. So the government has a role to subsidize house for low-income earners. And I think if we can do that, it will also reduce the number of people under the bridge.
Concerning the issue of people being homeless, without houses, some living under bridges, some living in shanties, and some sleeping on the street, I think the best thing the government can do, there's in the advanced countries of the world like America and other cities, there's what we call conferral of social benefit system. Under the conferral of social benefit system, what the government do majorly that the government take part of the income of the state, part of the income be given to several states, like being disbursement to several local government chairmen, disbursement to state governors. They take part of it and build something like a city. The city is not just a hotel, but a place where homeless people stay and they are cared for. Those people they have security there. They have pipe-borne water there, and at any time that anybody get a lucrative job, they leave the city and they pull other people, other numbers who have no home, to replace them in the city there. In other advanced countries, that's the system that the government is doing to pick people from the street.
To mitigate the prevalence of homelessness for Nigeria's most vulnerable citizens, more work must be done, and quickly too, to provide support for the nation's poor and drastically reduce the number of people crying from the shanties.
At this point, the role of social housing is absolutely crucial. It provides a home for people who cannot otherwise access one. It builds communities and gives people support, which helps them to live healthy, happy lives. The importance of housing cannot be overemphasized, especially for the low income in the society. I'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. The program is Housing Development. As people attempt to meet their immediate need for shelter, many low-income urban dwellers end up with poorly constructed shelters in locations that are unsafe and highly vulnerable to disasters and other types of environmental hazard. What risks are associated with living in slum settlement? Let's watch as some Nigerians react to this.
The risks involved in those places there are all kinds of vices. People find themselves in fighting, quarreling. You find youths coming up with stealing abilities and skills. All these Yahoo boys at a smaller level. You see all these kind of things coming up in the slums because no guidance, and you find that the level of interaction and education is low, mostly in such areas. So some of these things come up. So I would advise the government to look into these areas of housing.
For those involved in slum, let me start with the health perspective. For the health perspective, I believe the place is not safe, it's not conducive for humans to live. Because if you have seen how the slum is, let's start with the water that they drink. With the current outbreak of cholera now in Nigeria, you see that there's high break of cholera. Why? The water is not conducive enough for them. Not talking about the environment, it's not hygienic enough for them. So if there is a spread of disease, if the COVID-19 really hits Nigeria the way it hits other countries like the US, I'm not sure most people in the slum are going to survive it because of the spread. Employment is the first thing the government should do, and there should be provision of incentive for those living in those areas. Provision of incentive would be very nice for them, and free education. I think education is just the backbone of everything.
The risk involved in living in slums they are countless, but let me just name few. Unhealthy living. Mostly the people living in slums, they develop certain issues in their health. They don't live long, and they are, their health is at risk because there's no good ventilation there. They don't breathe in good air.
One of the risks is one is flooding, bad environment, insecurity. At times, training children in such environments is really unacceptable, very, very risky. And again, most importantly is flooding, like the area that I'm staying now. The issues that we have there now is flooding. Each time that even a little rain can cause a very big flooding. They can lose houses, human beings at times. Yeah, I'm sure of what I'm saying. So my advice to the government is in such area they should locate them, provide security, good roads, housing, yes, and employment to the youth.
Voices on the street there. One thing is certain. Families living in slums lack the crucial condition they need to live decently and strive as human beings. Everyone deserves a safe and decent shelter. Let's go for a short break. I'll be back.
What if I told you you could find paradise in the Niger Delta? What if I told you could find real estate that you desire that is world-class in the Niger Delta? And I tell you, look no further, the Plantation City Estate Development by Delta Megatrends Nigeria Limited is just what you need. They've got a well-structured and smart building plans, 24 hours uninterrupted power, constant water supply, 24 hours pharmacy, a bank, a shopping mall, lounges, well-secured entrance, automated gate, access road, police station, well-paved roads, street light, fantastic green areas, green ambience, park for adults and children, and a good spot for customer service support. And it's just amazing that all of this is happening in the Niger Delta in Otokutu Warri Delta State, where you have instantly about 18% return on investment for every property you buy. Hurry today and be part of the paradise going on in the Niger Delta by calling these numbers 0802-808-8144 or visit www.deltamegatrend.ng. Plantation City, your dream city in nature.
You're watching Housing Development. Up next is our estate for the week. Let's have a look.
When it comes to real estate in Nigeria, Modern Shelter Systems and Services rings a bell for innovation and timely delivery. Modern Shelter is a real estate company that is focused on providing end-to-end solutions to housing challenges for all Nigerians. It is one of the most dependable firms in all ramifications. Asante Sana is an estate developed by Modern Shelter Systems and Services. Its goal is to deliver quality and decent housing in a record time of 9 months to keep costs very affordable. The chief architect of the project, Abdullahi Abdusalam, said Modern Shelter has 5 categories of houses. He said the ongoing project is called Asante Sana, which means thank you very much in Swahili, while other 4, which are Nkosi, Webale, Abora, and Danki, also mean thank you in other African languages.
Modern Shelter Systems and Services is a real estate development firm. We undertake the development of residential estates all over the FCT. This current project is called Asante Sana. Asante Sana translates as thank you very much in Swahili, and it underscores the conceptualization of this estate. We conceived it to be an Afrocentric estate, and that's why all of the houses here are also named thank you in different African languages. So we have 5 categories of houses. We have 5 different types of houses. We have the 5-bedroom duplex, detached duplex, called Nkosi, meaning thank you, like I said, in a different African language. We have the 4-bedroom detached duplex called Webale. We have the 4-bedroom terrace duplexes you see here in the background called Abora. And then we have the 3-bedroom apartments. We call it Danki A. And then we have a 3- and 2-bedroom apartment block as well, we call Danki B. Asante Sana is sitting on 12.98 hectares, approximately 13 hectares, 12.98 hectares, you know, and each of the houses, you know, like I said, we're offering space to people because it's what people want. People want space. So like the 5-bedroom duplex, it's sitting on about 650 square meters of space. The Webale, the 4-bedroom duplex, is on 470 square meters. This Abora you're seeing is sitting on 300 square meters. You know, that's, if you ask around, I'm sure you'll rarely find a terrace that sits on that much space.
Asante Sana, as you can see, it has a very unique ring to it. So it is basically in Swahili, which means thank you very much. So the whole concept of this estate is togetherness, is bringing the whole African community, a sense of community in the whole African architecture. As you would also see that the designs are inspired by the contemporary African and the Middle East themed architecture.
Asante Sana is in the heart of Abuja. It is about 15 minutes drive away from the airport, 3 minutes away from the stadium, 7 minutes drive away from the city center, the Federal Secretariat. The project manager, Hamad Bello, said Asante Sana has about 297 units of houses, as well as basic facilities.
We have about 297 units of houses, and then we intend to take the rest of the unit and phase it into 2 sub-projects also. with the intention of finishing the entire site by March 2023. So also we are going to integrate a gas system whereby everybody will have easy access to gas into your house. We intend to create a very good ambience for the site as a whole, whereby you have jogging trails, you have areas for sport fast activities. It's going to be as secured as possible because we intend to integrate all the new security systems available in the market. And basically, we want to create a lifestyle.
Modern Shelter, keeping the prices of homes within affordable ranges for mid-income earners is a priority. Speaking on the payment plan at Modern Shelter Systems and Services, the marketing executive Idris Abubakar had this to say.
You can key into our projects with a minimum of 30% initial deposit of the total amount of the house price, which could be spread within 9 months of construction. And also we have a mortgage plan which could be spread with a tenure of 15 years.
Modern Shelter Systems and Services speaks uniqueness and quality. For affordability and timely delivery, think Modern Shelter. Modern Shelter, reshaping Nigeria's housing sector.
I'm Bob Weinsheng, CEO of iBuild Global, and keep watching the Housing Development Program.
Welcome back. You're still watching Housing Development. For your luxury and affordable apartments, here is a quick one from Brains and Hammers.
A truly Nigerian company providing tangible local solutions to the nation's housing needs at a realistic and affordable cost for citizens. Brains and Hammers is on a mission to develop housing projects that the country has not witnessed since the development of Gwarinpa in the mid-90s. With a vision of developing over 3,000 housing units on a single site in Abuja, this real estate brand is determined to support Nigerians who desire decent and secure accommodations through affordable financing. The spotlight today is on Brains and Hammers City, which currently has over 200 residents occupying their homes already.
Brains and Hammers City is sitting on 117 hectares of land, which we intend to build 3,500 units. As we speak today, 1,860 are already standing, 1,200 are under construction, and then 1,200 are yet to be built. The ones under construction, we all have estimated delivery dates of end of the year. So by the end of this year, we're looking at least by the end of this year, we must have built over 2,000 homes, all across all boards, the 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and the 4 bedrooms.
Conceived as a quality, self-sustaining and affordable housing project for middle and low-income earners, Brains and Hammers City flaunts an outstanding infrastructural portfolio that covers thousands of acres of land, even in the face of daunting economic challenges.
It's interesting to say that we are a single private company, funded privately. There is no government contribution or anything from the government. We built the road, which is about 3.7 kilometers. We provided all the infrastructure that we need to do. Everything is already in place. This is the first and only project, I think, that has been built by a private company in the last... In fact, the last time there was anything like this was Gwarinpa, which was 1990. Because it's not just an estate, it's a whole city. When I say city, there's going to be a hospital, there's going to be a school, an orphanage, a bank, a shopping mall, a recreational area. There's everything. We're going to have everything. The whole idea, our president's vision was, when you leave here, you don't have to go out there to look for anything. So I think by the time this project is finished, the residents will tell you that we have everything under our roof.
Within the city, we have at about, basically we are building up at about 2,250 units of housing at the moment. What we already have on ground that people have already started living in is at about 1,494 units.
More than mere residential buildings, Brains and Hammers City is a complete street of up-to-date infrastructure, hospitality and recreation, complete with a perfect road network. Having carved a niche for itself in the real estate sector of Nigeria as a leading brand with insight and expertise, a first choice for premium, luxury and affordable houses, Brains and Hammers restates its commitment to a continuous development and maintenance of healthy living, work and play environments across Nigeria.
Today, the current population growth is outpacing the rate at which cities can respond to the need for housing. This is the very condition under which slums thrive and grow out of control. Providing decent and low-cost housing is very crucial to reduce the spate of homelessness in our societies. And that is it on today's edition of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. I remain Fleur Ani, your Housing Diva. See you soon.